We're at the northern entrance of the Whaletown Commons, where it borders my property. We called it the Commons, even though it's private land, because we were using it as a de facto park all these years. So you'll notice the sign says proposed Whaletown Commons. It's not technically the Commons, but we use it as a Commons, and we're hoping that despite the problems we've had with island timberlands, that they'll reconsider and sell the land at the value that the land has been appraised at. Now, there's another plan that is something that we really wish the local government would consider, and that's this notion of eminent domain. An eminent domain is a process by which a government can expropriate a landowner if the land is used for something that is of benefit to the community. And traditionally that's used for roads, bridges, all that kind of infrastructure stuff. But we believe that a park is something that's important to this community. There's an incredible diversity of birds here because there's a lot of food. These older trees have a lot of insects living in them and nesting opportunities. So the birds have a real smorgasbord available to them. And bird watching is now the most popular hobby in North America. So we get people here who just come here to look for birds because we can see birds here that you can't see elsewhere in our oceans and in our forests. And this is really a big thing that's a sustainable industry. We can be bringing people in and putting them up in bed and breakfast and taking them out on tours and so on and so forth. Those are the kind of jobs we'll lose if we trash these habitats. Now, eminent domain doesn't mean the land is transferred for nothing. The timber company would get fair value of the land, which is what its assessed value would be, so they would be left with no loss. And we really think that that should be put forward. But that's a political decision, and it's not for me to make. We need our regional district to step up and say, hey, we've given you a really good offer here. This needs to be a park. We've offered you money that is what the land is worth, and take it or leave it. And if you leave it, we're going to take it anyways because we're the government, and that's the ultimate best use of the land, particularly since the timber company has very large holdings on the rest of the island, and this is a very small holding. This is only 60 acres, and they have thousands of hectares of other land. So they're just playing hardball, and I think it's a very poor example of corporate citizenship, and needs to be corrected.